everyone. Welcome again. This is Roxanne with you, and I just want to thank you guys for viewing and for subscribing. And if you have not hit subscribe yet, please go ahead, hit subscribe, like, and share. All right, so today I want to talk a little bit about the mental health support for immigrants. Immigrants are usually a very, very sensitive population, and they're often, high risk for stressful life events, because the life of an immigrant really has a lot of difficult situation or circumstances that they have to endure, and some of which are financial problems, just getting acquainted to a new environment, from moving away from a country of your birth to a completely new environment permanently can be very almost traumatic for many persons. So immigrants, they do experience a lot of things. The immigration process in itself can be very also very tedious and very stressful for an immigrant. So I just want to really touch on, some of the mental health support that, it's out there for immigrants, or things or tips that you can actually do just to help yourself if you are an immigrant. So some of the things that I would encourage you, first of all, you must ensure that you have a community of support. And this community would be very good if you do have persons who are also immigrants, who have walked the process, who are going through the process, who are, they're experiencing some of the life difficulties that you're faced with as well. So it's great to get into that partnership or community of support. Sometimes in terms of your location, if you're living around other immigrants, or you're able to, sometimes persons are not necessarily able to do that, but if it's helpful for you, then ensure that you're partnering with others who are going through the same things that you might be experiencing as well. One of the things that we mentioned, immigrants do face a lot of discrimination. So, they're not able to get some of the jobs that they are qualified for and things like that. So it's very important to have discussions, and sometimes you share information and resources that are very useful for other persons who are going through similar challenges or experiences as immigrants. So another important thing that you want to ensure that you're doing as an immigrant, you're prone to having a lot of mental health challenges. It's stressful. It can become very depressing. It can be very, you can become very anxious if you're, experiencing some difficulties that we already mentioned. So it's important that you're actually getting your support through mental health work. So finding that individual who you can actually connect with, who can help you, talk you through some of the struggles, the situations that you've been faced with, and things like that. And and we mentioned the financial challenges. Sometimes the access to mental health and wellness, it's not easy for immigrants. It's also very costly. So it's important for immigrants to find programs and opportunities that can be helpful for them, and it's not as expensive. One of the things that I could talk about, our program rather, it's open path therapy. So they provide very, very discounted rates for persons who need mental health support, and they're doing a tremendous work. So if you're an immigrant and you're looking for services wherever you are, you could try to get some help through open path therapy, and also BetterHelp as well. Wherever you are, BetterHelp, they're all over, and they can also be very, very helpful with discounted rates and programs to support persons who have financial challenges, and also for those who are immigrants as well. And last but not least, if you're an immigrant, make use of the opportunities that you can actually do your own work, your own self-help work. Okay, so getting into the community programs where you live, those things are not costly, right? Sometimes it just takes a little time to get out there. You don't want to be stuck in a depressed mood and you're not doing anything to feel yourself at peace or joy. So even though there are challenges associated with your situation, your circumstances, make sure that you're continuing to engage in positive activities. You're doing what makes you feel at peace and happy, and you're choosing the right things. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be worthwhile. So those are definitely some tips that I want to share and encourage persons out there, and particularly immigrants. And just to remind you, sometimes at the rock bottom it can feel very difficult, but guess what, some of the life changing and learning experiences that we gain, it's really at the rock bottom. All right, it's not necessarily at the mountaintop. We want to get to the mountaintop, but we have to also face some of the difficulties, and we're actually learning while we're facing them, and we're appreciating what we're learning as we go along. You're able to perhaps help someone one day, as an immigrant. Like what you have learned will help other persons who are going through the process and the challenges. You're sharing and connecting eventually one day. So you keep taking care of yourself, keep working through whatever concerns, and keep getting all the support and help that you need. All right, so I hope that I did say something today to help someone out there, especially those who are immigrants. So I will definitely see you again next time, so stay tuned.